Welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Elvie breast pump. So Elvie is a wearable breast pump that doesn't have any tubes or cords or anything like that, which is wonderful. If you are watching this, chances are you probably already know a little bit about these and its competitor. So the Elvie is one of two mass-marketed, produced wearable breast pumps that are completely cord-free, tube-free, that you kind of wear in your bra. The other one is from Willow, which I will be doing a separate review on the Willow 3.0 once I have had a chance to use that. So I'm not going to go over what it comes with. I have a separate video on the unboxing of everything that the Elvie pump comes with. So I have been using the Elvie pump now for about 2 months, and I am a hardcore Spectra S2 user as well as Medela Sonata user. And I love my pumps. They work well for me, but I was really interested in trying one of the wearable breast pumps because I have a toddler and I have a newborn. So being able to, put it on and still cook dinner and pick up my children is huge. I haven't really worn it out of the house too much. I've made a couple of grocery store trips, and truthfully, I don't think anybody noticed that Elvie has a very slim profile. So it kind of looks like, a boob, an insert of some kind. It literally just goes inside of your bra, and I call them like my fembot boobs because it just looks like a bad boob job. If you've got, I would say like you're over a C cup, they're sticking out, but it's better than the alternative. So to be perfectly honest, I have kind of a love-hate relationship with this. I joined a Facebook group specifically for Willow and Elvie users prior to purchasing the Elvie, trying to figure out which one was going to work best for me. And everything pointed to the Elvie, that it was gentle, the suction, mimicked closer to what baby does, and also like the Spectra. But I don't know. I wish I loved it more, to be perfectly honest. So some of the things that people view as cons before even trying the pump was that, unlike the Willow, it is not leak proof. So because of the way that the bottle is at the bottom here, if you were to fully lean over, this would leak 100%. I think if you're loading the dishwasher or picking up your child, you're probably okay. It's never leaked on me, but I do tend to be mindful of that and kind of do this ballerina squat when I'm wearing it. I was really surprised at the amount of troubleshooting that I had to do to get the Elvie to work for me. So the first time that I used it, my breasts were pretty full. So I got a decent output. I think I got 4 ounces on one side and 3 on the other. That was the last time that I got a decent output from them. So I feel like I have troubleshot it all. Basically what I think it's come down to for me is Elvie's flange sizes. So they are not the same. Just because you are, say, a 21 millimeter in a Medela flange, you might not be a 21 millimeter in the Elvie flange, which I had to purchase the 21s separately. The pump itself comes with 24 millimeter and 28 millimeter. So, which is nice. It's nice that they actually give you that option. The Willow pump only comes with one flange size and you have to choose it. So that's, a plus that it does come with two different flanges. But neither one of those is my size, so it was kind of pointless for me. So to start with, everything in this pump has to be assembled perfectly. Your nipple has to be 100% in perfect alignment. That's why they give you these guidelines on the shield itself. It has, take this off. It has lines here so that you can make sure that you're in the center of your nipple. It also, I don't know if you can see this, but it has 2 lines here for you to put your nip in to measure what size is going to work best for you. One thing I also really don't enjoy is that they don't put numbers on the flanges. So the different flange sizes correspond to different shapes. So the 24 millimeter flange is a circle. The 28 millimeter flange is a rectangle. And the 21 millimeter is, I think, a triangle. Which, honestly, I just like hold them up and I'm like, okay, that's the right one. You may be wondering, I thought you said you were 21. Why would you even bother using the other ones? Well, enter the land of cushions. So something I didn't even know existed were like cushions that you can put inside of flanges. So I'm a 21 millimeter flange in Medela, but the 21 in the Elvie was just not really working for me. So there are several aftermarket inserts that you can put inside of the flange to basically cushion it, make it smaller, and make slight adjustments to the flange size. They're a pain in the butt, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it's another thing to clean, it's another thing to purchase, and when you've already spent what you've spent on the pump, I mean, the pump is $4.99. I think the shields were an extra $19.99. I mean, again, I got mine on sale, but I don't know. And on my unboxing video, I do go over kind of what I think is the best place to purchase the Elvie for discounts and the option to return it if needed. So my main issue was how perfect everything had to be. The whole point of this pump was so that I could put it on and go and not be tethered to a wall. And again, there are a lot of factors here. For one, inside the valve, you have to make sure that this little thing here, the membrane, is not tucked in at all. I will try, I'm not very good at editing, but I will try to show or insert pictures of what it looks like when it's tucked and what it looks like when it's okay. If that is good, you also have to make sure that it is completely sealed. So maybe you didn't clean it well enough. I don't know. Maybe they're old and they need to be replaced. If this is not completely flush and sealed, you will not get suction. So if some milk dried in there and you didn't notice and you've already assembled everything and put them on and nothing's happening, you might have to completely unassemble the pump. The other thing is that this disc has to be completely flush. I'm talking like, you would think like, oh, you just put it on. No, you have to like sit here and make sure that nothing on the edges is curled up. I don't know. It's kind of a pain. So I feel like I'm doing like a lot of checking before I can actually put the pump on. So what I do and what Elvie instructs you to do, especially in the beginning, is to fix the plate first and then place the pump on. So basically you like go into a mirror, align yourself, make sure you're all good, then take the pump, place it on, and then you like put your bra over it. And a lot can happen when you're doing that. Things can move and now your suction is compromised, but I don't know. So what I had to do was purchase Aftermarket Cushions, and I have gone through 3 different ones. There is the Bosian cushion, which is like a soft silicone one. There are the Maymom Freemy ones, which are meant for the Freemy cups, but you can adapt them. You'll notice if I've actually cut a portion of these off. And then there are ones for Advent pumps. So the cheapest of all of these options, actually Advent and the Maymom are pretty close. So the Advent ones I think are like $6.50 a piece. They come in 1 pack, so you have to purchase 2. A lot of people make that mistake. The Maymom ones come in a few more sizes than the Advent ones do, and they come in a 2-pack I think for like $13. The Bosian silicone ones are expensive. They're like almost $30, and they recommend that you replace them like once a month, which that's not happening. I've had these for a couple of months. They're still fine. I can imagine though that these need to replace more often because they're so easily like torn. I mean, it's a pretty soft, stretchy silicone. So the way that these work is basically you're just inserting them into the flange to adjust the suction and the fit better. So this is what the Bosian one looks like once it's in. And it's pretty flush, like you don't really notice it once it's on. And it works pretty well. I like it. The only thing is like make sure that maybe like a little coconut oil or something, you like lube up the inside, because like the friction from this silicone, not pleasant. The next up is the Maymom Freemie inserts. So again, I had to cut these because there are vent holes on either side that need to be clear. And as is, it will block those. If you have found a way to not cut this, please drop a comment below and share. I did not. So again, this is the 24 millimeter, so it's not going to fit. But this is when I use the 28 millimeter flange, because it's bigger and I can put this insert in it and it's pretty flush. The last option is the Advent cushions. So you have to use the 28 millimeter Elvie flange in order to use these. But again, you place it inside, pop it in. I have never gotten these fully flush. But I don't know, they're bulky. It's another thing to clean. So if it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, it's obnoxious. I would say on average, I get maybe 60% of what I would normally get if I were to use my Medela Sonata or my Spectra S2. So this has become like the pump that I bring with me if I'm going to a family gathering and I don't want to nurse and I would just prefer to bottle feed my newborn. This more just kind of like relieves the pressure. It is not emptying me. So it's disappointing that for $4.99, like it's a pump that is a secondary pump. I do know moms that exclusively pump with their Elvie. It works for them. That is fantastic. Again, this is just my honest review. I have had a lot of troubleshooting that I've had to do with the Elvie. And while I love the concept of it, and I love the profile of it, and the fact that seriously, like when it's in, you can't tell that it's in. I will take a picture of what it looks like in a shirt and try and put that up. It's a pretty slim profile. If you're wearing like a baggier shirt, even like a sweatshirt, like you can't tell. If you're wearing a tight t-shirt, it's gonna look like Madonna cone boobs. So beware with like a splash of Iron Man like light, because there's like these two little lights that flash. I guess I can turn it on. Of course, that one's dead. All right, so that one. So it has like a light that turns on. For the most part, I find that most of my black bras cover it, but if you're in a dimly lit area, like it's coming through. So some women will put a piece of black electrical tape over it. I just rock it. If you're pumping, just pump. That's my opinion. But if you're shy and you don't want to have like the light shining through, you will have to put something over this, or I don't know, try and like have a really thick bra on. Which leads me to another thing, is they recommend that you wear a black bra to make sure that the sensor works properly. So it will the pump will automatically turn itself off once the bottle is full. It shuts off. I don't think I've ever gotten past maybe 3.75 ounces before it has turned itself off. The sensor is whack. It's not accurate. I don't know who it's accurate for, but it's not accurate. And I know from a lot of other moms that it's the same thing for them. It's just not trustworthy. So what I end up having to do is I kind of like take a little peek. If I can see that there's still milk sloshing around, I will just hit the play button again. When the sensor thinks that the bottle is full, it will pause it. So you have to tell it to start again. And in order to fill the bottle, I think I usually have to like unpause it anywhere from 3 to 4 times. That's to say though that I have an oversupply. My morning pump with my Medela Sonata is usually like 9 ounces out of lefty and about 6 to 7 ounces from righty. So I can't really use these for my morning pump, or if I do a middle of the night pump, I can't use these. So, and if I did, I'd have to be changing out the bottles, which like some women have gotten really good at. That it's difficult to do it mid pump, in my opinion, without having to completely unlatch it, because if you've done it where you've actually gotten good suction, the last thing you want to do is take this fully off to take the bottle off. So you kind of like do this thing where you're like feeling around and you take the bottle out and then you grab another one and you're like, okay. Like, see, like right now I can't even get it in. Oop, there it is. And now I just hope that the membrane, you know, isn't tucked in. So again, I love the concept of the Elvie Pump. I love the design of the Elvie Pump. The suction personally for me is not the best. I get much better results with my old-fashioned wall pump. I have read, and I will try this out, that one of the things that you can do to get your body used to the pump is to pump with your normal pump on one side and then use the Elvie on the other side to help your body adjust from the suction. I don't know. Again, it just seems like another thing that you have to do to get it to work. Whereas like my body's perfectly capable of switching back and forth between a Medela and a Spectra with no issues. So I don't know. It's difficult for me to get a letdown with the Elvie. I don't know. I wanted to love it more. You know, I think that it serves its purpose as a secondary pump for if I need to use it in the car or I need to use it, you know, at a family event. So that is my honest review about the Elvie. The other thing that came with were these bra strap adapters that like make your strap longer. It only works obviously if you're wearing a nursing bra. So if you're not wearing a nursing bra, it's not going to work for you. And if you're someone who exclusively pumps, you may not be wearing a nursing bra. So I don't know. These were kind of useless to me. I never needed them. But if you guys have any questions about this, please drop a comment below. I will do my best to answer them. And like I said, I will have a review coming of the Willow 3.0 pump, which should be arriving today, hopefully. And once I've used that a few times, I will do a comparison between the two pumps. Thanks so much for watching.